Okay, I need you to do something for me. Open up Netflix or Hulu or whatever you have, you know, and just scroll. Don't click anything, just scroll. Cop show, medical drama, cop show. Oh wait, that's a medical drama where one of the characters used to be a cop. Cop show, reality cop show where they film real cops. Cop show that's technically about lawyers, but there's still a cop. What's going on here? Why is every single television network legally required to have at least 4 shows about police officers? Or like something in some capacity about the police force somewhere. And people just aren't bored of it. They keep eating that shit up. You know what I'm saying? Who greenlit all this? I have questions. Alright, I went ahead and took the old thingy off the old little doohickey there because, you know, this is just better. Now, before we get into it, I want to establish just how deep this rabbit hole goes because it's a bit ridiculous. Because I think most people know there are a lot of cop shows, but I don't think people truly understand like the scale of what we're dealing with here because they're everywhere. There's a lot of them. And everywhere I go, there's more, and they keep making them, and that's not stopping, okay? Let's just talk about Law and Order for a second, okay? Just Law and Order, the original, alright? It ran for 20 seasons, okay? It ended in 2010, alright? Barely 2010. And then they just brought it back in 2022 because why not? But that's just one show. One of the Law and Orders. There's also Law and Order SVU, everyone's favorite, which began running since 1999 and has over 25 seasons. Alright, there's Law and Order Criminal Intent, Law and Order Organized Crime, there was Law and Order LA, Law and Order Trial by Jury, okay, I didn't even like who what? Law and Order Paris. Okay, I made that last one up, but give it 2 years. 2 years. And that's just one franchise. We haven't even talked about CSI, which also has like 4 spin-offs or something. NCIS, which has NCIS Los Angeles, NCIS Hawaii, sorry, my bad. NCIS Sydney. They're going international, folks. Like, just stop. We don't need it. They're expanding like fast food chain, but the product is procedural crime drama or something. You know what I'm saying? At some point, this stopped being a television genre and just became infrastructure. Okay, so not all cop shows are created equal. Alright, I'll admit there are distinct species of cop shows, and I think it's important we classify them, okay? Like a naturalist studying wildlife in the TV guide. Okay, this is the classic one. The bread and butter. Someone dies in the cold open, usually in a very dramatic way, like a jogger finds a body, or a kid playing in the woods stumbles onto something they shouldn't have or something, and then the next 45 minutes detectives piece together what happened. That's it. That's just the whole show. With like ads and people sit there and watch it. These shows are engineered to be watched in any order at any time by anyone, okay? You can flip to a procedural at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday, have never seen a single episode, and you will understand exactly what is happening within 4 minutes. It's absolutely impressive. The king of this format is obviously Law and Order. Dun dun. That sound is permanently installed in the human brain. It's in there. It's Ask Alex Jones. It's in there. Dun dun. It's in there with the SpongeBob theme and the Windows XP startup sound. Alright, then you've got what I'd like to call prestige cop drama. These are the shows that want you to know they're serious. Alright, these guys mean business. They've got cinematography, moral ambiguity, a protagonist who is technically a bad person but also kind of compelling, you know? We all love those types. You feel weird about enjoying it, you know what I'm saying? The Shield is the big one here. Vic Mackey is genuinely one of the most messed up characters in TV history. The Wire, obviously, though The Wire is almost operating in a different dimension from every other cop show. It basically a sociological study that happens to have police in it or something.
Motherfucker. Motherfuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Fuck, fuck. Motherfucker. Fucking A. Fuck. Motherfucker. Fuck me. Ow.
These are the shows critics point to and say, see, television can be art. And they're right. Okay, but let's not pretend these are the majority. Now, we're in my personal favorite territory, the comedy cop shows, okay? The only cop shows that need to exist besides actual cops itself. Because at some point, someone looked at this incredibly serious genre and said, what if it was funny though? And the results are wildly different depending on who's asking that question. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is the polished network version, okay? It's warm, it's funny, the characters are lovable, it ran for 8 seasons, it's genuinely good television, I'll give it that.
Of course, I had to find a way to get her out of your office without you seeing her.
So I created a diversion, not mistimed, perfectly timed, so she could escape unseen.
What about the pigeons?
Oh, the gray pigeons? They were a red herring. Thank you. Their only purpose was to draw you into the copy room while 2 members of my team broke into your locked office.
So now I had a way into your office and an open cabinet.
And then there's Reno 911, which is a completely different animal.
And now that I have your attention,
Reno 911 is what happens when you give a group of improvisational comedians police uniforms and a parking lot and you just say go, you know, have at it, you know, go.
whose birthday is it? What? Whose birthday is it? Shoot. Whose birthday is it? What? To the oh what? Oh what? Look out now.
It is chaotic. It is stupid in the best way. Lieutenant Dangle and those shorts and one of the most unhinged characters designs in television history.
Oh, Ellie, what?
And then there's the reality cop show, okay? The reality cop show, which is its own genre of entertainment that I think it deserves a full psychological study. Cops, the show, not the concept, ran for 33 seasons. It started in 1989, okay? People who were born after Cops premiered have now lived entire lives, have children, and those children are in middle school, and Cops was still on television. Live PD was doing similar stuff more recently. You've got a whole ecosystem of ride along with real police content, most of which raises a lot of questions that the shows themselves are not super interested in answering.
We got the stolen vehicle. We got 2 occupants under arrest, but unfortunately the chicken did get away.
And finally, you've got the hybrids. The shows that technically have cops but are doing something weirder with it. Monk, a detective with severe OCD. Psych, a fake psychic who helps police. Like Castle, a crime novelist who follows police around. For some reason, they let him do that. I don't know. These shows all share the same energy of someone pitching a cop show but then going, but what if there was also a gimmick? Okay, so we've established the landscape, alright? But the real question is, why has this one genre colonized television the way it has? And I think there are a few genuine reasons, okay? It's not all fun and games all the time here. Number one, they're cheap to repeat, you know? Procedurals are designed to be endlessly rerun, you know, and that's it. No continuity. Any episodes can air anytime, you know. For networks, this is gold. Alright, you can make it once, you air it forever. TNT was literally called the Law and Order channel at one point, I'm pretty sure. I don't, not officially, but kind of unofficially, you know, by everyone. You know, I never watched it, but I would always hear dun dun all my whole life growing up. Number two, they're comforting, and I mean this sincerely. There's a psychological reason why people put on a procedural when they want background noise or something easy to watch, you know? The format is familiar. We all do this, okay? This is just number one. There's a problem, and by the end of the episode, the problem is solved. That's it. People love it. That's genuinely soothing in a world where most problems don't get solved in 45 minutes. You know what I'm saying? You just get that release. Number three, they're a blank canvas for a character, okay? A police precinct as a setting basically lets writers do anything. You want a comedy? Cop show. You want a drama? Cop show. You want to explore social issues? Cop shows. Kind of, depending on how brave the writers are, you know what I'm saying? This setting is flexible in a way that, say, a show set in, an accounting firm is not. And number four, honestly, inertia. Once a genre proves it works, networks keep making it. Law and Order worked, so they made CSI, and then CSI worked, so they made CSI Miami, CSI New York, CSI Vegas. It's not visionary TV programming, it's, this made money before, let's do it again, but in a different city. I can't wait. Let's get into rankings. Let's do it loosely, though. I'm not gonna do a definitive tier list because I'm not a monster, right? We all have our own opinions, but let me just give you my honest read on some of these, okay? The Wire. Look, I'm legally obligated to say it's great, and it is great, but also I want to be honest with you. It's a lot. It demands attention. You can't half watch The Wire while you're eating cereal. It will humble you. It's one of the best TV shows ever made, and it will also make you feel like you need to take a long walk and think about society. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, genuinely good, warm, funny, consistent. The show had a real moment in 2020 where it had to reckon with its own content, celebrating police in the middle of widespread protests, and writers handled it with more self-awareness than most. All right, it's not The Wire, but it never wanted to be. And that's good. It's okay. CSI. Here's the thing about CSI, it is not prestige television. It is extremely silly. The forensic science is largely made up, but it is extremely watchable in a way that I respect. There's something almost hypnotic about watching people in sunglasses walk through dramatically through a crime scene while a Who song plays.
So the question becomes, Alex, was the mob sent to draw us to the crime scene? Or sent to destroy it?
Reno 911, chaotic good, okay? Not for everyone, but if it's for you, it's really for you. You know what I'm saying? You're like, this is my show. Blue Bloods. I'll be honest, Blue Bloods is a show that exists. It is a show that many people watch, It is extremely conventional. Every episode ends with the family having dinner together or something. I have nothing bad to say about it. I also have very little to say about it at the same time, so let's just move on. Cop shows where the cop is secretly a ghost or has magic powers. These exist and they're weird, and I respect the ambition. I do not always respect the execution, let's just say that. I do want to spend just a second on something real because I think any honest video about cop shows in 2026 has to at least acknowledge it. There's been a lot of conversation in recent years about how TV cop shows shape public perception of police. And that's a legitimate conversation, okay? Shows like Cops put a very specific lens on policing, one that tends to follow a certain type of arrest in certain types of neighborhoods, framed in a certain type of way. Law and Order and shows like it tend to portray detectives as mostly competent and mostly right, which isn't always how things work. I'm not saying every cop show is propaganda, that would be reductive, but I think it's worth acknowledging that when a genre dominates television as completely as this one has, it does shape how people think about things, And some of these shows have earned criticism for that. The good news is that some of the better entries in the genre, The Wire being the obvious example, actually use the format to complicate those assumptions rather than reinforce them. So it's not hopeless, just something to keep in the back of your head. So, to summarize, there are too many cop shows. Too many. Networks make them because they're cheap, comforting, and endlessly rerunnable. They range from genuine works of art to, we needed something to air at 9 p.m. on Wednesdays. I don't know, do something. You're fired. Some of them are great, most of them are fine, and a few of them are Reno 911, which those ones are a gift we must cherish to the end of time. If you've never seen The Wire though, watch The Wire. If you want something easy and funny, watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. If you want something to make you feel emotions that you didn't consent to, watch The Shield. And if you want to watch guys in khaki shorts fail to apprehend a guy on a moped, watch Reno 911, for real. There are enough cop shows to fill the rest of your natural life and then some. So honestly, just pick your poison. Anyway, if you made it to the end of the video, blah blah blah, you know, thanks for watching. Love you guys.